Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You're ready to What Beauty, guys. If this is your first time in my channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I definitely hope you find this helpful, and I hope that you decide to join the tiny family that I'm growing. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back time and time again. You're the realest MVP, and I definitely do not take your views for granted. I would appreciate all of your support. So if you find this video helpful, definitely like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you are the first to know whenever I drop a new video. So let's get straight into it. So over the past year, I've received a ton of messages from international students who are looking to come and study in the UK, and some specifically who want to come to my school or who want to go study at the school that I graduated from, because yes, your girl is done. Get into it. So today I'm going to be answering those questions for you based on my personal experience. I am not an educational agent. I am not a travel agent. I don't have all the answers, but I'll definitely tell you as it pertains to what I experienced in my own case, and I hope that it helps you. So the first question is, how many weeks did it take for my application to get approved? That means how many weeks did it take before I got my admission letter sent to me? It took less than a week for me, and this could be because I went through a school agent. So if you have applied to a school on your own, I don't know if it takes longer, but it was definitely one of the perks that came with going through an agent. And if you can afford it, I definitely recommend. And some agents actually do offer free services because they're actually the school's agent in your country. Try and exhaust all the opportunities that you can in that sense. Try and find out if the school has their own personal agents in your home country so that you can get a free service and also sort of fast track your admission process. The second question is, do I need a recommendation letter? For many schools, you are actually required to have one recommendation letter from your former or your current place of employment, and one from your one from the university that you graduated from. So one of your lecturers should write a letter sort of endorsing you, or if you're fresh from secondary school and you're going into university, it'll be, you know, a letter from your teacher. In any case, you need two letters a lot of times. But in my case, I didn't have to submit a recommendation letter because my lecturers were not replying me, which is crazy, by the way. Like, this might be a topic for another day, but I wonder why Nigerian lecturers like to be so difficult. Like, just one thing I ask of you and you don't want to help me. So if you're having any troubles getting a recommendation letter from your place of employment or from your former school, I guess you can just tell the school about it and hopefully they let you come without it. The next question is, can I pay my fees and living costs while studying and working? Baby, that is a daunting task. That is like you trying to juggle a mountain and the sea at the same time. That is a random analogy. I've never heard it anywhere. I just came up with it. Well, flow with me. Like, it is crazy. First of all, I'll tell you that if you're coming to do a postgraduate or even an undergraduate degree, any degree at all, is very stressful on its own because you have all these submissions, assignments, papers to write. And if you're having to work part-time and you're also under the pressure of trying to provide for yourself, your living costs, your accommodation costs, and paying your fees, girl, you're gonna die. Okay, no, but for real, I do not recommend. If you have a sponsor or if you can get a sponsor, that is the best bet. At least let them cover your school fees, so you know that you're not under any pressure and your education is actually not going to be interrupted throughout the year or years that you'll be studying in the UK. But if you have to do a side job, and again, International students can only do 20 hours of work whilst they're in school. So when school is in full session, you can only work for 20 hours. And the average part-time job probably pays between 8 and 10 pounds per hour. If you get a really great one, then maybe 15 pounds per hour. And that great one will definitely show you Pepe. I see you will hear when if you don't know what that means. It means you will suffer. That's what it means. I definitely do not recommend working whilst trying to pay your fees. The most I would say is maybe you can handle your living costs while going to school on 20 hours per hour. If you can get a really cheap accommodation, in a week you probably make between 200 and 300 pounds, depending on what you're getting paid. If you can do that, then you'll definitely be able to raise enough money at the end of every month to actually pay for your accommodation and for your feeding and for everything else. But personally, I did not work throughout school. In fact, it was so tough. Like, school alone was so stressful. I couldn't imagine if I had to undergo the pressure of having to pay for anything else, you know, or having to work and pay for anything else. So on this note, I rest my case, and I want to say thank you so much to my sponsors, Daddy Jesus, and my parents, because they really just made life easy for me, and I can never take that for granted. So another question some of you have been asking me is it better to stay on campus in student accommodation or stay off campus in a rented property? And I would say that it's not about what's better, it's about what you can afford and what's cheaper for you. Personally, my parents wanted me to be in an environment where I was with like-minded people, where I could be serious, where I didn't have any other distractions. And I think it really helped. So I stayed in student accommodation, but it's more expensive. I have to tell you that. There are definitely different prices for each accommodation. They have different ranges, whether it's an ensuite or shared bathroom or shared room or whatever it is. So that determines the price. But I think that houses off campus are definitely cheaper. And I guess, like, if it's close to your campus or where you have your classes, it's better for you, so you don't have to pay for transportation costs that are too expensive. Usually student accommodations are usually around campus and around where you have your classes, so it's very easy to commute, and you can save on those extra transportation costs. My school, for instance, Oxford Brookes University, allows students who stay in student accommodation to get on the bus for free. So you have free bus rides in and around Oxford, at least the major areas of Oxford and where the campuses are. You get free rides if you're staying in student accommodation. So I didn't have to pay for transportation all year. So that's something you can consider, but definitely look at the options that your school provides, and look at rental, what's that website? Rightmove. So check Rightmove. I'm going to leave the link below so you can check, look at the options around your school and see if it's something that you want to consider. But definitely this decision is always up to you. So the next question is, does every course have a placement year? Now that is a good question, and I will answer you now. No, not every course has a placement year. My course didn't have a placement year. It was just 1 year of master's and that was it. But some courses will have you do some months of school and then some months of work. Some will have you do a year of school and a year of work. However the case is, definitely go on your school's website and find out what it is. I definitely think that courses with placement years can be very beneficial as far as gathering experience within your field in a new country, in this case in the UK. So for instance, if my course had a placement year, I would have been placed with a media company that I could have interned with, and that would have been very beneficial for my CV because I would have some UK experience on my CV. So Yeah. So someone asked me if their classes start in September, when is the deadline for resumption? That is usually information that your school will provide you, so you definitely need to cross-check with them. But I remember in my case, my classes did start in September, and the latest date for resumption was October. But again, I came in the COVID year, so they were a bit lenient because if you couldn't be in the UK by the end date, you could register for your modules online and actually start school remotely. But I don't know what the dynamics are now today in 2022, or what it's going to be like a few months from now in September. So I definitely recommend that you ask your agent or your school or your registry. Just write them an email. Another thing I noticed about schools here is they're really responsive, or at least my school was really responsive. So if I had any questions or any trouble, they always have like someone who would respond, and they always have like ambassadors who would be willing to answer some of these questions. So just go on their website and find all this information out. Is it compulsory to write IELTS or IELTS or any other English proficiency exam? And I don't know the answer. Genuinely, like for me, I didn't have to write IELTS because I studied mass communication. That's number one, and I was taught in English my entire life. That's number two. Number three, I do have, I think it was a B I got in English language in my Cambridge GCSE exams. So that was another proof that I submitted to them, because maybe if you're in Nigeria, you know that IELTS is not cheap, okay? And I speak English, okay? I understand English, I speak it. It's my first language, it's all I've ever spoken. I do understand my traditional language for somebody to come for me now. But I'm just saying, I basically presented all the proof that they needed to show that I do not need to write an English proficiency exam, period. So if you have proof, I think you can just dust them up and send it over to your school, and hopefully they actually listen to you. So someone else asked, how do I pay my school fees? Again, this is a very, very relative question. Depends on your school, depends on what your school's process is like. Again, I would say do your own personal research. Don't just go off of what someone is saying on YouTube or anywhere else. Definitely go to your school's website, call the number that's on the website, write an email. Just definitely have a conversation before you send those thousands of pounds to anybody, because if you send it to the wrong account, if it's a scam account, your money is gone and your parents will definitely whoop your ass. Another question I get asked a lot is, do I need to use an agent? Oh my gosh. Now this question, I have to say, is based on preference. Okay, I would prefer to use an agent because there's someone actually, you know, going through all my stuff with me, my documents, sort of guiding me along the way, helping me, correcting my mistakes if any, and if they're connected to the school, they also give you like inside tips or like information that you might not be otherwise privy to if you didn't have that agent. For instance, my agent got me a tuition scholarship, which I didn't find on the school's website. It wasn't anywhere when I was doing my research, but my agent definitely let me know that the school is going to give me a certain amount of discount on my fees. So imagine if I didn't use an agent, I wouldn't have gotten that discount. So definitely it's really dependent on you. Like I said earlier in the video, some agents are free, some agents are from the school, so they're not supposed to take any money from you. Some agents are free because when you eventually gain your admission and decide to go to that school, the school pays them for bringing you in, like a referral thing. So that's how they work. So they don't collect any money from you at any stage. The school pays them through your own fees. Are they good? Yes, I would say they're good. They definitely do help, especially if this is your first time going to study abroad or outside of your home country, and you don't know some of these processes or if this is your very first time applying to come study in the UK or travel to the UK or travel anywhere else ever, like if you've never left your country before, I think it's very, very good if you had an agent who would actually guide you on everything you need to do. But besides that, the gov.uk website is there. You can read all the information you need on getting your visa, what documents you need, what forms you need to fill is all on there. And then your school, on the other hand, will help you with your admission process, and maybe they might even help you with your visa process as well. Just ask, you never know. Another question I got is, what is the graduate route visa? Now, I feel like that's a whole nother video on its own. If you want me to record a video talking about the graduate route visa, just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll make another video especially for you, because I feel like there's so many moving parts to it and I just can't fit everything into one video today. And the last question, guys, finally we've come to the end. Someone says, how long does it take for me to get my CAS letter? I mean, for them to get their CAS letter. You get the point. So CAS letters are usually, I think it takes between 2 weeks and a month, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me anywhere. Don't. But I know that CAS letters definitely take time because the school really does not want to make any mistake on your CAS letter. They don't want any errors in your name, whether it's the spelling or the amount of names, because a lot of times they want to match the names on your CAS letter with the names on your international passport. And you know, date of birth, all these other things. They really want to ensure that there are no errors, so they really take their time with everyone's CAS letters before sending them out. But if you like me, I didn't hear back from my school for a while. I would say over a month I was waiting for my CAS letter. But eventually I got it and I applied for my visa and I got my visa and obviously I'm here. So if you feel like it's delaying too long, or if your school has said, you know, expect your CAS letter in 10 days or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and you still haven't gotten it after that time, then definitely write to them just to ensure that it's not lost in the sauce somewhere. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video to this point. I hope that I answered every of your questions. If you still have more questions, definitely leave them in the comment section and I will be more than happy to help you out. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you want to see a video about the graduate route visa, please leave a comment as well and I will record a video about that. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment and follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, on LinkedIn. All the links are somewhere on my profile. But my handle is Erase Handle anywhere. I know some people call me Erase Shandle and I feel like it has a nice ring to it. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I will see you some other time.